Hello, my name is Rachel Parker. The course is EDLC 632, Literacy and Language Instruction. The semester is summer 2024. The title of this presentation is Write or Compose. The strand is Writing Craft. The topic is word choice. What is word choice? Word choice can be defined as the writer's purposeful use of specific vocabulary and word placement to convey meaning and create an effect on the reader. It is one of the main components of the writing craft, strand of the writing rope. Learning outcomes. Know what word choice consists of. Ways word choice can be taught and/or conveyed to students. Major strands of the writing craft strand. The three major strands of the writing craft strand are as follows: word choice, task, audience, and purpose awareness, literary devices. Word choice consists of using particular words and placing those words in the correct way in sentences to express to the reader how you feel or what you are trying to get across to them. Using adjectives and sensory words are part of word choice. Being aware of the assigned task, audience of the task, and the purpose of the task are all important aspects students should learn and make sure to keep in mind throughout all stages of the writing process. One way for students to practice audience consciousness is to have students construct writing pieces with various audiences in mind, such as parents, friends, newspapers, or companies. Literary devices are strategies used in which to bring across meaning and offer greater comprehension of the story to the one reading it. Some examples of literary devices are allegories, which teach a lesson, dialogue, conversation, personification, giving non-human objects human traits, and imagery and sensory details. Adhere to the 5 senses to bring the story to life. Now let's discuss research on the topic of word choice. In researching about how word choice can be taught to students, I found an interesting idea regarding deictically positioning oneself or immersing oneself so deeply into a story that you interpret events like you are there and a part of the narrative, as this can help with choosing the right words to draw a reader into the story and events that occur. In my research, I also found another idea in relation to embodying and experimenting, where you teach a student to construct their narrative by adding motion to a conceptual viewing arrangement, or helping a scene in a story come to life by adding motion to it and helping a reader see the how in something happening. This is done through the process of embodying a character in the narrative you are writing and creating a medial window or viewing in between a first motion to a concluding motion to draw the reader into the scene. Continuing in my research, another idea was found, which is to apply what is called figure and ground to your writing, which means the reader is focusing on one thing at a time as they are reading. The primary feature that the reader is focusing on is called the figure, and the ground is the parts of the text that fade into the background. To accomplish this, the writer must consider what they want to stand out to the reader as the prominent feature or figure, and use the proper words in which to do this. Once that is done, the remaining parts of the text should still be interesting and important, but will be considered the ground or less prominent parts. Teaching word choice through poetry. And considering more ways to teach word choice practice to students, I located the idea of teaching word choice through the use of poetry. It is stated that the genre of poetry is the most suitable genre for playing with words because it is the most amenable to creative and playful exploitation of the potentialities of language. When students craft their own poems, they get to play with language, which results in higher levels of student engagement. Not only is writing poetry a way for kids to explore, express themselves, and look inwardly, but it can also be used to teach, reinforce, and scaffold foundational skills of written language. To help students develop word choice in poetry, educators can help assist them by providing rich modeling experiences or scaffolds to shape their metalinguistic understandings. Let's differentiate. In considering teaching word choice in narrative writing through deictically positioning oneself into the narrative, The thought comes to mind to assign students to watch a series of video clips to determine the various scenes and to consider the following questions. If I were in this scene, how would I react to what just occurred? And what words could I use to describe it to someone? If I just saw this event take place, what would I do next? And what words should I use to make it come alive to someone? In considering the differentiation an educator could use when teaching word choice to students through poetry, I cannot help but think of the following activity. Have students research various poems via computer, print a copy of one of their choosing, and highlight the different words used, such as sensory words and words that are not as commonly used. Once they have completed this, then have them practice writing their own poems, ensuring they incorporate the same types of words used. It would also be neat to have them use a thesaurus to locate synonyms, to add variation, so they are not just copying the same words already used. In conclusion, in this presentation the following was discussed: how word choice is defined, ways word choice can be taught and/or conveyed to students, and how word choice teaching activities can be differentiated. Here are the sources used in this presentation. Thank you so much.